Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is Brother Malak from the 12 Tribes United Congregation. Today, I'm celebrating 22 years of awakening to this faith of being a Hebrew Israelite. And I came in to tell you a little bit about my story. I grew up as a Christian in the Christian churches. My parents were from down south, and I grew up in that tradition. At the age of about 12 years old, I started studying Pan-Africanism, Black nationalism and Pan-Africanism. I studied Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and started studying under different Pan-African teachers. And that's what I followed for about a good 4 years, from 12 to about 16. Around that time period, I saw the movie Roots, because I used to study African American history in school. I went to a course in high school, and I also studied African history on my own, on my own time. And I remember, studying with this Pan-Africanism man that also happened to be a Muslim. And I remember he passed away. His name was Tonia Mitchell, or Dr. Mitchell. So what ended up happening is that I started studying, African history. And when I was about 16 years old, I had decided that I was going to move to Africa and become Muslim and blend myself back into that. That's what I thought. And I had it all planned to become Muslim. I knew about the Nation of Islam. I knew about the Sunni Muslims, different type of organizations. I saw pictures of biblical characters as black people. I even had an African Bible that shows all the biblical people as black. So all these things they were clues of what was going on, what was happening. So I was under the disguise of I'm gonna be Muslim, but I couldn't become a full Muslim because I always prayed to Jesus Christ and to God. So I couldn't call on another name. That was bothering my spirit. But nevertheless, I still consider being a Muslim. In my African American history class, there was a man by the name of Eric Rogue, who I went to school with, and he gave me some tapes about the Hebrew Israelites. Now, mind you, I had seen a video with them on there. I thought they were people dressed up as African people. I didn't really understand what they were talking about. That was what you call One West on public access in Bridgeport, Connecticut. So he gave me some tapes saying that we are not Africans. And then in the tape, they said we're from Shem. These two things boggled my mind, because I was 100% sure and 100% confident in my mind at the time that I was an African and I was from Ham. What son of Ham? Cush? Mizraim? I didn't know. I really did not know, but I considered myself African. I did consider myself African American. I wore my dashikis, and that's what I was about. So that perplexed me, and I wanted to know more. So I called up the school in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and I went to my first class on June 1st, 1995, on a Wednesday. And that was when we was under One West. So that's how I started. It's the old ISCPK, not the new ISCPK, headed by General Yohana, but the old ISCPK, headed by Masha. We called him King Masha back then. All right, we had Ariya, we had the 7 elders. When I came in, one of the 7 elders, Lahab, had already left the school. So now we had 6. And my first class, we had, it was a Wednesday night, and Tahar came in. Back then we called him High Priest Tahar. He came in and he taught a class. You know, he had on what you call a black and white striped shirt. He had the afro, the beard. He was a young man back then. I was only about 16 years old around that time, and I didn't know what was going on. Now, I was a heavy studier of African history, not this pseudo garbage you study today, this Egyptology and all this all fairy tale stuff. I studied actual African history. And I remember reading a book in the world that said in Africa they were Hamitic and Shemitic people. That right there blew my mind. I didn't understand because we was always taught that Africans were from Ham. But I didn't know what that meant. Now I understand those Shemitic people, they are Israelites. And some of them are from the Arabian people. Some of them are Arabs, but they said there's two types of black Africans. So they was really talking about Israelites and Hamites. And even to this day, we have Shemitic people in Africa. You know, so you had what they call Shemitic and Hamitic. Now we know Africa was named after a Roman general by the name of Leo Scipio's Africanus, who defeated Hannibal in the Third Punic War. All right, at Carthage. Carthage is what you call today as North Africa. All right, before then, biblically known as Cyrene, which was still North Africa. Libya is also a part of North Africa. All right. So you had all these names. Africa is the newest name. Leo Scipio Africanus. Look him up. Look up to do the research. Because when I was 16 years old, before I knew I was a Hebrew Israelite, before I joined the school, I was still in the world thinking I was an African and a Muslim, a Nation of Islam guy. Shout out to brother, how you say his name? Imar. You know, a young brother like myself, maybe a year older, but I used to do martial arts with. He told me Africa was named after a Roman general by the name of Leo Scipio Africanus. That blew my mind. I didn't know what that meant. So all the pieces of the puzzle came together. So I joined, and I've had a hell of a journey, going to different camps, you know, a lot of splits. You know, my leader, Masha, he passed away. You know, in 1999, I was at his bedside, went and saw him in the Harlem hospitals. And, you know, I was a true man of the Most High. Yaquab died around the time of the split when we went to the house of David. And since then, this is how I've been living my life. My name is Malak. This is my 22nd year. All praises to the Most High. And I'm the leader of 12 Tribes United, the apostle, the elder. And this is what it's all about. You know, this is what it is, you know. I try to go to unity meetings. I try to unify with other brothers. 12 Tribes United is an organization that we unite with all Israelites that want to unite under, you know, sincerity and truth. I remember when we was all together under that one West. Now we're all scattered. There's new groups popping up all over the place. I'm gonna tell you straight up, if you ain't been in this, if you wasn't in the original One West, or you ain't been in at least 20 years, I don't even consider you an elder. You may be an elder over younger brothers. You may be a captain, a general, you may be something else, but you're not an elder. Because you don't have the experience. And you don't have the knowledge. You know, you got a watered down version. A lot of you young brothers today, you ain't got the same spirit that our elders had. Our elders used to walk in front of, people used to pull guns out on camp, and the elders wasn't afraid. We had elders that was able to pray and make rain stop raining so we can go out to camp. We had elders that can exorcise demons out of people, go inside of a house and do exorcism, talk to angels. This is where I come from. All right, I come from that. I'm one of the last ones, because 6 months after we had that split and everything started changing. All right. So I come from the original ISUPK, not this today, not this garbage today. All right? I come from 1 West, but I was part of the Connecticut branch, Bridgeport, Connecticut branch. All right? And it's not even about that. It's about the Most High and Christ, and about the laws, statutes, commandments, and judgments of the Most High. All right? I'm going to say shalom, brothers and sisters. This is Brother Malak from the 12 Tribes United Congregation. You can give us a call at area code 347-465-1305. Shalom.